Assalamualaikum everyone. Once again, I welcome you to my YouTube channel that is Nawab Kiazai. Nawabkiazai. As you know that we have started a series of tenses and this is the second video of tenses. So in today's lesson, we will learn about past perfect. Understood? We will learn about past perfect. In English, in English grammar, there is something called active voice, passive voice. Now, active voice, passive voice, this particular grammar is related to the tenses. It is related to the tenses. So, we see when we have started the tenses, then why don't we start the passive voice, active voice and passive voice with these tenses? Means we are already learning tenses, then why shouldn't we learn or why don't we learn active voice and passive voice? Means both together. So there is a very famous saying in English that why don't we kill two birds with one stone? Simply it means to kill two birds with one stone. Okay? So I hope we are going to do so. So now here I would like to tell you one thing that the first video of tenses, the first lesson of tenses was about past perfect continuous. Understood? So in past perfect continuous we do not use that particular grammar that is called active voice, passive voice. That is not used. I mean active voices are there, active voice sentences are there. Okay, means there are active voice sentences in past perfect continuous but not passive voice sentences. We cannot make passive voice sentences in past perfect continuous. Understood? So that's why we couldn't touch active voice, passive voice in my previous video. I mean first video, you can say in past perfect continuous video, but in today's video, understood? In today's lesson, we are going to touch them. Understood? So now let's know what past perfect is. Past perfect is an action that you started in past and finished in past. Understood? That is called past perfect. Means that is perfect, completed. The action was completed, was started in past and was finished in past. I mean completed in past. It has nothing to do with the present. Okay? So that is called past perfect. So now let's know a little bit about the active voice and passive voice. In active voice is a sentence that is usually spoken by me, you, as you. For example, I teach you. Now this is the next active voice. Okay, I teach you. This is active voice. So these you can say sentences are called active voices. Means common sentences of English are called active voice sentences. In other words, you can say when you do something that is active voice and when something is done that is passive voice. Okay? You can say this is the very brief and concise interpretation of this subject. That when you do something that is active voice, when something is done that is passive voice. Understood? So now let's get to the examples that we have written on the board. Now look at the formula for active voice. You can see active voice, formula for the active voice, and the words that are written in bold, the sentences that are written in bold words are active voices, and the sentences that are written in, you can say, smaller words, these are, you can say, passive voices. Okay, this thing I have deliberately done so that you differentiate easily between these, you can say, two sentences. Okay, the pair of sentences, you distinguish between them easily. You see, here it is active voice, passive voice, active voice, passive voice, active voice, passive voice, active voice, and passive voice. Understood? So now look at the formula. For, you can say, the active voice. This is active voice. Understood? Look at the formula. That is subject plus head plus V3 means third form of the verb, or you can say past participle and plus object. Understood? Simply you can say subject plus helping verb plus third form of the verb plus object. Understood? Now this is the formula of what? Active voice. First subject, then helping verb, then main verb, then object. Clear? Now it's a way of writing that I have written on the board. These all subjects I have written here on the board. You can see I, you, we, they, he, she, it, one name, Ali. Okay, so these are all subjects. Now here you have to use one of them, not all of them as I have written. No, you cannot make this mistake. Understood? You have to use one of them. Okay, subject can be one. So after that your helping verb, after that your main verb, after that your object. Now let's read the sentence so that you understand it very well. Positive sentence. Here I forgot to tell you one thing, that there are kinds of the sentence. Understood? First one is positive sentence, second one is negative sentence, and third one is interrogative sentence, and fourth one is interrogative negative sentence. Understood? These are the kinds of the sentence, means parts of sentence or aspects of the sentence. Understood? Now let's read the sentence. Positive sentence. I had spoken English. Now here is something very good, that with each and every subject, only had is needed as a helping verb. Means all the subjects take had as the helping verb. After that, main verb, whatever that is. Okay. Now here we have a problem with the, you can say, helping verb, not the main verb. Main verb can be any verb, so we don't know about them, what verb can come there, but helping verb. Okay, we must know about the helping verb. So our helping verb is had. So here this is the specialty of had. You can say it can run with every subject, whether that is I, you, we, they, he, she, it, one name, Ali, all of them. Understood? Now let's read the example once again. I had spoken English, you had spoken English, we had spoken English, they had spoken English, he had spoken English, she had spoken English, it had spoken English, Ali had spoken English. Understood? This was your active voice. Now let's know a little bit about the passive voice sentence. Okay, passive voice. So the formula for the passive voice is this, that first of all your subject, then had been, then main verb, the third form of the verb, or you can say past participle, then your object. Once again, subject plus had been plus main verb, V3, past participle, or if you say third form of the verb, then your object. Clear? Now here I would like to tell you one thing. Whatever comes at the end of an active voice sentence, as an object, so that object becomes the subject of passive voice sentence. Mark my words. Means here it is object in active voice, but the same thing is subject in passive voice. Understood? You can see this one. English is the object of active voice, and here you will see that English is the subject of passive voice. Here it is an object, here it is a subject. In active voice, it is an object. In passive voice, it is a subject. Now here I would like to tell you one thing, that when it comes to past perfect, no problem. Why? Because with each and every subject, the helping verb comes, that is had. That's why no problem. But apart from that, it can, you can say, create us a problem, or you can say it can, it can put us in trouble. You can say that when it comes to talk about past continuous, or you can say present continuous, present simple, or present perfect, whatever that is, then because the helping verb does not remain the same, it changes according to the subject. Whatever the subject is, according to the subject, the helping verb comes. Understood? So that's why it can create a lot of problems for us there. Next, and you can say next our lessons. So here you see it is an object. Now you'll have to see this object is plural, then also it will be plural here as a subject. So here you have to remember one thing, that plural subjects take plural verbs, singular subjects take singular verbs. Once again I should tell you, plural subjects take plural verbs and singular subjects take singular verbs. Like I, you, we, they, these are called, you can say, first or second person. These are called plural subjects. They take plural verbs with them, like go, come, read, write. Understood? Now let's go to the singular subjects that are called third person singular. He, she, it, one name, Ali. These are called singular subjects. Third person singular. So these subjects take singular verbs with them. So what singular verbs are? Goes, comes, reads, writes. Plural verbs: go, come, read, write. Singular verbs: goes, comes, reads, writes. Means they take ICS with them. Singular verbs. Understood? So here you have to remember this thing, that while learning passive voice, you have to put the verb according to the subject of passive voice. When the subject is plural, you have to put a plural verb. When the subject is singular, you have to put a singular verb. Understood? Not according to that active voice. Active voice is completely different from the passive voice. Okay? Look at the passive voice now of positive sentence. Passive voice of positive sentence. English had been spoken. You see, here English is object, here it is subject. English had been spoken by, now you can see these all are objects. By me, by you, by us, by them, by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Now, you do not have to put these all objects together. You have to put one of them according to the subject. Understood? It is a trick that I have written all the subjects together, you can see in commas. Now here, each one of them is a subject. You cannot write all of them together, then your sentence, it will be wrong. You can choose one of them, okay, according to that context, according to the situation, okay, whatever the subject you need, you have to put that subject, put that, you can say word as a subject, then you start your sentence. Look at the negative sentence of active voice. Negative sentence of active voice, okay. Now here, this is the sign of a negative sentence, that in between, you can say main verb and helping verb, you put not, okay. This word not comes in the middle of, in between these two, okay, say main verb and helping verb. Understood? Now listen to the example. I had not spoken English, you had not spoken English, we had not spoken English, they had not spoken English, he had not spoken English, she had not spoken English, it had not spoken English, Ali had not spoken English. Understood? So this was the negative example of active voice. Now let's go to the passive voice, the negative sentence of, you can say, passive voice. You see, English had not been spoken, English had not been spoken by me, by you, by us, by them, by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Okay? Here, if you do not want to mention the object, still it will be okay. Why? When you need to, you can say, mention the object, here it's okay. If you do not want to mention the object, that's correct. Your sentence is complete here. Okay? Here your sentence is completed. English had not been spoken. Understood? Now look at the interrogative sentence of active voice. Interrogative sentence of active voice. Now, the sign of interrogative sentence is just that it takes a question mark here. Question mark. Here, these sentences need full stops. I mean, positive and negative both. But when it comes to interrogative sentences, they need question marks instead of full stops. Understood? This is the difference. Now, let's read the interrogative sentence. Had I spoken English? Had you spoken English? Had we spoken English? Had they spoken English? Had he spoken English? Had she spoken English? Had it spoken English? Had Ali spoken English? etc. Understood? Now, let's go to the passive voice. Passive voice of the interrogative sentence. Passive voice of the interrogative sentence. Or you can say active passive voice of interrogative, or interrogative of passive voice. Understood? Interrogative of passive voice. That is, had English been spoken? Had English been spoken? You see, first of all, in interrogative sentences, you have to put the helping verb before, then after that you have to put the subject, then your main verb, then your object. Understood? In interrogative sentences, you have to put the helping verb, at the beginning. After that, you have to put the subject. Then you have to put the main verb. Then your object. Understood? So here, the same thing applies. You see, had, then the subject. Here, had, then the subject. In interrogative sentences, okay? Had English been spoken? Had English been spoken by me, by you, by us, by them, by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Understood? Now, this is the last example of active voice, that is called, interrogative negative. Interrogative negative sentence. Understood? Now, here in interrogative sentences, it was, first was the helping verb, then subject. But here it is, had not, then the subject starts. Had not plus subject plus main verb plus object in active voice sentence. Now let's read it. Had not I spoken English? Had not you spoken English? Now this thing seems to be awkward to me a little bit. Why? Because we've always used the short form of this, I could say, uh, pair of words that we haven't said a lot that had not, but rather we have said hadn't. Okay, so that's why our mouth is used to can say speak this word hadn't, not had not. Okay, so if you allow me, please, I should use the mine one that I have already used. I mean, I was always used. Okay, so let's read it. Hadn't I spoken English? Hadn't you spoken English? Hadn't we spoken English? Hadn't they spoken English? Hadn't he spoken English? Hadn't she spoken English? Hadn't it spoken English? Hadn't Ali spoken English? Understood? Now, look at the passive voice of the interrogative negative, or you can say the interrogative negative of passive voice, vice versa, whatever. I mean, however you want to use them. Correct. Passive voice. Hadn't English. Here it was hadn't I. Here it is hadn't English. Why English is subject here? Okay. As I said before, whatever comes at the end of the active voice, that becomes the subject of the passive voice. Understood? Hadn't English been spoken by? Hadn't English been spoken by me, by you, by us, by us, by them, by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Understood? Now, this was your past perfect with active voice and passive voice. But here I would like to tell you one thing, that in you can say past, sometimes you are doing something, suddenly another you can say thing, another work comes and interrupts that work. Understood? In past, sometimes in past you are doing something, suddenly another you can say action comes and stops, or you can say interrupts that action. Okay, and sometimes you are doing something, as you finish that action, another action starts. Understood? As you finish something, something else starts. So then we use two sentences together, so that you understand them very well, that what thing happened before and what thing happened after. Understood? To differentiate between these two, you can say events, or you can say incidents, or you can say actions, whatever you can say understand, or whatever you think of them. So to differentiate between these two things, that which one of them came before and which one of them came after. Understood? So we join two sentences together to mention these two things, that which of them came before and which of them came after. So the first sentence can be in past perfect and the second can be in past simple. And even vice versa, you can also bring the past simple in the beginning, at the beginning, and past perfect at the end. Understood? So here I have written one example, because I didn't have enough place on the board to write. That's why I have written only one example, so that you understand them very well. The past perfect sentences can be made like this also. Look at the example now. The thief had run. The thief had run. Now this is past perfect. Before the police came. Now it is the, it is past simple. This is past perfect. This is past simple. You can say the thief had run before the police came. The thief had run, it's past perfect. Before the police came, it is past simple. Understood? But remember one thing, that you should always say before the police came, not after the police came. You can be in trouble then. You can be in hot water. When you say that the thief had run after the police came, means police was available, they will be in deep water. Why? Because it seems to be strange that police was available there, and the thief ran away. So it's not good for your health. Okay, so never say this. Then police will be happy with you. Police will be pleased with you. Otherwise, you don't know what the consequences can be. Okay, so remember this. Now let's take another example of this. That I can say, as I had stopped my car when he hit me from behind. As I had stopped my car, this is past perfect. When he hit me from behind, that is past simple. As I said, when two actions are meant to be mentioned in the same at the same time, so you have to make two sentences of them. One should be in past perfect, the other should be in past simple. Okay, this is why, because you want to differentiate between these two sentences, which one happened before and which one happened later. Understood? So I hope you have understood the concept of today's lesson. If we are alive, we will meet in a new video with a new grammatical point. So till then, stay tuned.